Hello everyone. So once again I am reading a book called Tell Me Why Manorama Tell Me Why. This is the 27th edition of this book and it is about revolutions. So as you remember last time I was talking about revolution, French revolution. So let's see what I'm going to read today. So today the very first question is, how was the new constitution formed in France in 1791? The National Assembly has declared that it would not disband until a new constitution had been created for France. They completed their task in 1791. The new constitution created by this moderate revolutionary declared French to be constitutional monarchy. The first the first constitution established a constitutional monarchy in which the king was figurehead. The monarch had only limited powers. He could he could temporarily stop legislation with veto, but they could not veto anything permanently. He had no control over the army or any authority over local government. After very long after very long negotiation, the constitution was reluc- reluc- reluctantly reluctant reluctantly accepted by King Louis VI 16 in September 1791. The constitution the constitution lastly The constitution lasted only 1 year. It failed because early reserved in a world war. Sorry. Huh. It failed because early reserve in war against Australia and rumor of treason by the king against infrastructure infuriated 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 the Persian crowds. The king attempted to flee from the king attempted to flee from Paris, but was brought back under pressure from Communui. The National Assembly suspended Louis XVI and ordered elections for national constitution. The, the revolutionary calendar, the French revolutionary calendar, the revolutionary calendar. The French revolutionary calendar or Republican calendar was officially adopted in France on October 24th, 1793 and abolished on 1st January 1806 by European Napoleon. IA Napoleon I, sorry, Napoleon I. A year was divided into 12 months, with each month divided into group of 10 days. The remaining 5 days were declared feast day and were placed at the end of the year. One year began on September 22, 1792. Year 1 began on September 22, 1792, the year that France became a republic day. Wait, what? Year 1 began on 20, Year 1 began on September 22, 1792, the year that French became a republic. Day and month were Day and months were to be numbered, which would have led to day like the seventh day of first month of the fifth year or republic. Okay. Okay. What was the September Manar Masar Masarci Masark? I don't know what does Masark means. In September 1792, the monarchy and short-lived constitution of 1791 had been overthrown. The political situation in Paris on the eve of September massacres the royal family had fled and Persian fear hatred, and the prejudice proved to be seeds of what has come to called as September monarchs. The September monarchs consisted of several attacks on the prison in Paris. The monarch began on September 2nd, 1792, and lasted 5 days. The first attack occurred when the 24 priests began transported to the prison were attacked by mob of angry citizens of Paris. Hello, bro. Hello. Sorry for bothering you. I would offer you promotion. No, bro. I'm not interested. Get lost. I'm not interested. Get lost. I'm not interested. In your scam, bro. In case some of you are thinking what I'm talking about, there's a person who is here in my stream talking about his promotion things. Would you like to have channel banner and things like that? These are all scams, I think. Not interested. Get lost. The first attack occurred when the 24 priests been transported to prison were attacked by the mob of angry citizens of Paris. They quickly, they quickly and grotesquely killed all the Persians as they were trying to escape into the prison and moved on to kill other prisoners as well. During the massacre, approximately 1,200 prisoners died, which was half of the prison population in Paris. On September 21st, 1792, the National Conservation Convention held its first meeting. It immediately abolished the monarchy, set up the republic procedure they're trying to kill for tension. International acceptance. The French Revolution was the French Revolution was for the most part accepted vocabulary by other countries. Vocabulary, not vocabulary. Sorry. The overthrow of the old regime and all it stood for was celebrated in songs, engraving, poem, painting, and music. In short, the French Revolution was a beacon of light that gave a world dominated by art, autocratic privilege and monarchical tyranny that hope of freedom. On the political front, the Griodic, Grionidics, Grionidists, who were moderates that controlled the convention. The misman argued the mismanaged the war. The Persian and the Australian were within a hairbreadth of restoring the monarch to the throne. All these affairs led to downfall of Grenadists. I don't know how to pronounce these names, by the way, but don't mind if I'm pronouncing some words incorrectly. There's no intention for any hard feeling. I'm just reading the book and having a hard time reading it. These are not for people like me to read. Like, these are only for big people who is good at reading and things like that, because there are so many words that I don't know much about it. All this affair led to downfall of Girondists. The power now fell in now power now fell to a faction called the Jacobins, named after the political club they belonged. The Jacobins were led by the man called Robespierre. They were more radical than Girondists. The king was brought to trial in December 1792 and executed on January 21st, 1793. What was the Reign of Terror? After the death of Louis VI in 1793, the Reign of Terror began. The terror was designed to fight enemies and revolution. Most of the people rounded up were not Arctic aristocrats, but ordinary people. Maximine Rose Robespierre, the leader of Jacobins, was the mastermind of Reign of Terror. He was the most powerful man in France and believed that terror was necessary for the good of nation. Robespierre had an army of 8 lakh men, or should I say 800,000 people. 80,000, not 8. I don't know how to say it, but it was 8 lakh people, 8 lakh men. It was the biggest army ever in Europe. It was the biggest army in Europe up to that time. During the reign of terror, between 20,000 and 40,000 people were executed at their trials. They could not even speak in their own defense. Oh my god. The victims were clergy, art, artocari, and the common people. Anyone who disagreed with Jacobins were considered as a threat to republic and executed. The defense terror lasted until 1794. My god, so bad, man. Chief force is the overthrow of monarchy and the establishment of of the first French Republic, a moderating influence on the Jacobins. He was executed during the Reign of Terror. The dominant figure of the France Revolution, Maximin Robespierre, was a fanatical republican. Now thought that the then what is this, the end justified means. We quickly become one of the leaders in fact republic. His community of public safety pushed the design of terror onto France. Even the member of community were no longer safe. Anyone who opposed Robespierre was guillotined. Finally, most of the community, thinking it might be their turn next, plotted against Robespierre. He was arrested. The man who sent 10,000 to the guillotine meant the same fate. He was the last victim of Reign of Terror, the guillotine. Guillotine. I don't know how to say it. The guillotine was named after Dr. Joseph Guillotine. He was the man who described as the as becoming kind and who wanted to make execution more painless. Man, this is the painless. Huh? Is this painless? My God, really, man. Even thinking about it making me very sad and painful. My God, I'm looking at the picture. I'm telling you in case if you want to know which what item is this which is used to do the execution. It is called guilo guillotine. This is a tool which are used to kill people at that age. My God, this is very disappointing. This is so sad to know. I was not expecting this type of things to happen. While I was not expecting to read this type of things. Sorry, I'm reading this by the way. The guillotine quickly became a symbol of tyranny. Tyranny. During the French Revolution, victims were placed on the bench face down. A blade was dropped from a height onto their neck. The actual beheading was very quick, taking less than half a second from blade drop to victim's head rolling into the waiting basket. My God. If you have watched the movie Pirates of the Caribbean, then you know that. I'm talking about the same weapon. How did the directory formed? The National Convention is in the era after Robespierre's downfall was significantly more conservative conservative than it's been before. Although the member of convention worked diligently to diligently diligently to try establish a new constitution, they faced opposition at every turn. On August 22, 1795, the convention was finally able to ratify a constitution. According to new constitution, the new legislature would consist of houses. There would be an upper house called the Council of Accents, consisting of 250 members, and a lower house called the Council of 500, consisting of 500 members. The new constitution also declared that the executive body of the new government would be a group of five officers called Directory. Although the Directory would have no legislative power, it would have the authority to appoint people to fill the other person or other position within the government. The period of this regime, commonly known as the Directory era, constitutes the second to the last stage of French Revolution. In many of ways, the year of Directory were glorious year for France. Here Ames won many great victories and great new French military genius. Napoleon Bonaparte was the darling of the people. The Directory and the French Revolution itself came to the end when General Napoleon Bonaparte overthrew the Directory and replaced it with the Conciliate. Jacobin Club. The Jacobin Club was the largest and the most powerful political club of the French Revolution. At height of influence, there were thousands of chapters throughout France, with the membership established at how much is this 4,20,000. Although it was moderate its outlook at first, the club became notorious for implementation of Reign of Terror. After the fall of Robespierre, the club was closed. Royal weakness. Louis XVI was weak and incapable as king, and not very intelligent. He preferred to spend his time and hobbies such as hunting and making locks rather than rather than at duties of state, and he permitted his wife to influence him unduly. His greatest fear was of making a wrong decision, and because of this, he was incapable of making any decision and sticking to it. Camille Desmoliens, Desmoliens, Cam, Camille, Camille Desmoliens was a French journalist and my god, whenever I read books, I always get this cough problem. Like my throat gets very thirsty. I don't know why. But the French politician played important role in French Revolution. He was closely associated with George Danton. His speech on July 12th, 1789, contributed to the storming of Palestine 2 days later. His pamphlets and journals were received with immersive enthusiasm. 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 He was arrested with Dalton and other and was executed. How did Napoleon Bonaparte seize power? Soon after revolution, Napoleon Bonaparte, one history's most controversial figure, took up challenge to lead France into glory again. He rose the prominence during the French Revolution and led successful campaign against France's enemies. In 1799, Napoleon seized power and dismissed the existing five directors who were in effect. Ruling France, he installed himself as a first consul, and all power was concentrated in his hand. He promised the French people to good government, liberty, and equality. 5 years later, he crowned himself Emperor of France, and the French Revolution was over. Why, why is French Revolution considered as mother of all revolution? The French Revolution is considered the mother of all revolution because it changed France forever. Through the monarchy was restored for short term, it was replaced for good by republic later on. The noble power privilege were reduced and the Roman Catholic Church lost much of its influence. The ruler of law was respected and everyone that right to speak freely. The French Revolution upheld the ideals of liberty, fraternity, and equality, and this idea had far-reaching influence on history of the world. Emmanuel Sieyès. Emmanuel Sieyès was a French Roman Catholic churchman and statesman and one of the chief theorists of the French Revolution. His 1789 pamphlet, What is the Third Estate, helped to transform East State General into National Assembly in June 1789. He was also responsible for bringing Napoleon to power and was one of the few leaders to take part in almost every stage of revolution. What was the effect of French Revolution? The effect of, the effect of French Revolution would be felt throughout the world. This revolution took the country from an absolute this effect of French Revolution would felt throughout the world. This revolution took country from absolute monarchy to monarchy popular rule and back to monarchy through a design of terror and welfare with nearly every country in Europe. The French Revolution affected the world in several ways. Due to people's revolt against the monarchy, the Russians succeeded in overthrowing the Tsar and transferring the absolute monarchy of communism. In fact, the French Revolution became the inspirational for several revolutions in 19th and 20th century. In short, we can say that the French Revolution was a step towards replacing traditional aristocratic uh, aristocratic form of government with more open, effective system. Along with the American Revolution, in inspired reforms throughout the Western world and fascinates us these days. Okay, though. Okay, though I have tried my best to read all the things properly here. Today I have done better. I think last thing was a little bad because I was having cold. My nose were closed. I was not able to speak clearly. But today I read it properly. Although there are so many words in this book that I don't really understand what I'm even reading. So sometimes some things are not clear to me. So unintentionally or intentionally, I cannot say what happened clearly. Even though I'm not here to explain the things, but I will try to say one thing. The execution at that time was very bad. Man, it was very painful. These days we are hanged till the death, means there's a I don't know what exactly what it's called, but today's date is very easy. Like obviously nobody wants to get hanged with till the death one that punishment, but still at that time beheading a people with like that, my god, this is so bad. Like literally I cannot even imagine how difficult it will be. My god, I'm really, really don't like it. Anyway, it's time to say goodbye. So I will back for more. Today's book is still there. There are some more chapters there that I will gonna read in next stream. Okay, so I'm gonna end the stream right here, and I hope nobody is watching my stream because it is pointless for them because some words are not clear with me. I don't know what I'm even speaking. So gonna end the stream here. Hope to do the same thing again tomorrow. Bye everyone. If you're watching my stream later.